let's see what we discussed in the last class and figure out. So in the last class we discussed about that how to make the factorial function. And do you have any doubts in this, any concerns? So I hope that you have no doubts in this. I'm proceeding further.
सर
So
एक सेकंड में देख लेता हूँ एक बार।
we are just reviewing that what we did in last class. So we have made the factorial function. It's on the screen. If you have any doubts, just leave the message. Then I will cover after the class. And we have covered a function which is based on the power. Okay, and we went through the logic that how to make the power function. And we discussed about homework that is all about the Fibonacci series. That and I think Tanishq and Priyanshu you know completed it, but still I think so they both have a doubts. And
सर हाँ हुआ नहीं था वो।
okay, so we'll cover on this. And we uh, we actually the covered the one of the part that is the call by value. So in the call by value we studied that the whatever the original parameters which are passed to the functions are same before the calling the function and are same after calling of the function. So if something is happened inside the function, then the changes are not reflected back. So I'm passing the value of the num to the a. If something is happened with the a, that change is not going to pass to num1. This is a call by value. It means whatever the parameters is passed to the function are same before calling of the function and after calling of the function. And these are the topics, okay, which are the part of your function chapter. So this topic has been completed, this topic is finished. Okay, so we'll see the rest of the topics, call by reference, keyword arguments, default arguments, and how to pass the n number of the values to the function. So let's come to the very first topic. Let's see that what is the today's agenda, that what I'm going to cover, what I'm going to try to cover by today. Otherwise rest will be the covered by tomorrow. Okay, so actually the file, just a minute. Topics. So we have revised at what we discussed in the second class. So now come to the homework point, that is the homework is related to the Fibonacci series. So let's make the Fibonacci series function. I hope that you guys know what do you mean by Fibonacci series and how the Fibonacci series looks alike. And hope
यस सर।
it's okay. Let me talk about this. What is the Fibonacci series? Learn the last class. I told you the logic of the. Okay. Anyways, we'll explain again. Worry. Syntax of Python. how the Fibonacci series looks. It's 1, then 3. You see over here, if I enter 8, it means have Fibonacci series. If I enter, let's say, means I want to have Fibonacci series till 10. So if I enter the 10, my outcome will be like this. If I enter 10, then again my outcome will be 10. Why? Because if I add the 8 plus 5, 13, it becomes 13, and your 13 is the greater than the 10. It means if I enter 10, I want to have my Fibonacci series of only these numbers. So if I enter, let's say, 15, I want to have my like this. Further 21, because the 21 is the greater than 15. So how the Fibonacci series is actually working, we have a number, let's say 0, and let me add the 1 over here. The logic part, how the logic is this. Your first number, we are assuming the very first number in the Fibonacci series is known as the first. Okay, and I am calling it as F. The second number in the Fibonacci series is known as 1. If you see the outcome of this, or of this, you see that the very first two numbers are 0 and 1. It means your F is always 0 and your S is always 1. If I talk about the very first two numbers, okay. So what will be my third number? My third number will be the F plus S, okay, and it becomes the 1. Okay, so now next thing is I'm looking for the second number. So it will be like this. Over here, let me write. Now this is my first, this is my second, and this is my third. So now I want to have this, this fourth number. How do I get the two? How do I have a 2 in a Fibonacci series? So this is my first. This has to become first, and this has to become second. Okay, we'll write like this. First, this is your second, and this is your third. Next time I want this one, F, and this should be the S, and this should be the third. It means whatever your second, that will become first in the second step. It means I'm writing this second is F is equal to S. Okay, and whatever your third will become the second. It means I will have to write like this: T S is equal to T. So whatever the T is become. Now if I will write the here, now here it becomes the 1, and here it becomes the again 1, and I will try to write like this: T is equal to F plus S, then it becomes 2. In a similar way, next we'll proceed further. If I proceed further, this become the first, this become the second, and this become the third. If it is like this, again this logic will be written. I'm copying the same logic. I have now my first will become 1, and my second will become 2, and obviously my third will become 3. So now guys, this is the logic that how to make the Fibonacci series. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay.
सर मुझे रिपीट कर दो एक बार.
Okay. So कहाँ से रिपीट करूँ बताओ? From where should I start?
सर जहाँ से f की वैल्यूज डली थी, मतलब जो
Okay.
जहाँ से f शिफ्ट हो रहा था बार बार.
Okay.
इसके थोड़ा सा मतलब
If you see the Fibonacci series, or just look deeply into the Fibonacci series. The very first two numbers are 0 and 1. See, 0 and 1, 0 and 1. It means your first number is the always 0 and your second number is always 1. But what about the third number? Now think about the third number. If I will add the first and second, then I will get the third number, right? 0 plus 1, 1. So I'm assuming that I will not assume that it's sure that my f is always 0 very first time and my s will always 1 very first time. If I will sum of them, I will get the third. Okay, t is equal to f plus s and it becomes 1. Now this we have covered so far. Now I want to move over here. How do I get? If I will move to over there, so don't think about the first number. Think about these three numbers. If you think about only these three numbers, then this will be the first, this will be the second, and this will be the third. Okay, so if this will be the first, it means whatever is in second will become the first, and whatever will be the third will become the second. It means the s key value will pass to the f and the t's value will pass to the s. Here I'm passing the s value to the f and passing the t value to the s. Okay, so now if the t's value is passed to the s, then my s will become 1 and similarly my f will become 1. Now see over here, so if I will try to sum of them, I will get t is equal to f plus I. It means I'll get 2, right? Finished. Now it's fine.
यस सर.
Okay.
सर पर हम बार बार उसकी f की वैल्यू चेंज करनी क्यों है हमें?
बेटा हम पहले यहाँ पे थे बेटा पुत्र, राइट? उसके बाद फिर हम यहाँ पर आ
तो
गए.
सर उसे आगे उसके आगे कोई वैल्यू डाल सकते हैं, जैसे 2 की हम बार बार f की वैल्यू आगे शिफ्ट कर रहे हैं. अब जैसे 2 की वैल्यू है, 2 के नीचे कोई और वैल्यू डाल देंगे, कोई भी वेरिएबल लेके.
बेटा अगर वेरिएबल्स ऐसे तो कितने सारे वेरिएबल्स बनाएगा? कौन से वेरिएबल बनाओगे बताओ? आप
कोई भी डाल
अगर मान लो अगर आप बनाओगे, इसका मतलब है 2 के लिए you think x and what about 3? You think y, here z, here p, here q. How many? कल कोई सीरीज और बड़ी होगी तो. Now if I enter the let's say अगर मैंने यहाँ पर कितना डाल दिया, 125 डाल दिया, so I want to have my series like this. Now 13 and plus 8 it becomes 21, then we'll add the 21 and 13, it becomes 4, and then just again 3, 34, whatever, it's 34, right? And similarly it's going.
Yes sir.
Variables now, how many variables you will make, so just don't bother about these variables. Just bother about just first three numbers first of all. Okay. Always think in a pieces. Don't think big, think small, and gradually think big. Okay, so just worry about the first three numbers. Okay, so your first three in the first three number, the very first number is known as the f, and the second number is known as the s, and the third number is known as the sum of the first plus second. So once we have got the three numbers, my next target is to have 2. How would I get 2? It means now I will consider this part. I will not consider 0, 1, 1, 2. I will consider this part. So how would I get this 2? I will make this 1 as first. Now how do I make this second number becomes first? It means whatever in the s I will have to pass in the f, and whatever in the t I will have to pass to the s. Then if I will sum of them, I will get the third. In the similar way, this thing is going on. And you see over here the logic. The very first step. This is your second step. This is your third step. And now if you see deeply, this process keep repeating. Just keep repeating, right? If I enter the 7, then this process will repeat 7 times. If I will enter the 9, this process will repeat 9 times. Only these three I will have to write these 3 lines, and it brings up the Fibonacci series for us. Now any doubts, beta? What about Tanish?
No, sir.
Okay. Let's make this program. Okay, let me comment this entire stuff, the logic part.
तनिष्क लेफ्ट, उसका नेट नहीं चल रहा हो.
Let's make a function. So I'm going to make a function. So there is, as I said, there are the 2 persons. One is the Sham's job, and second one is the Ram's job.
सर फोन की बैटरी डेड हो गई थी.
Is it fine? So do you feel any kind of issues and concerns in this logic?
No, sir.
Further to how to make the your Ram's job and Sham. Sham will act as a senior. So in the layman terms, function is playing the role of senior function. So it's a senior. But Ram knows that how to enter the value. Okay, so he is going to enter the value, input the number, knows that how to enter the number. He has entered the number successfully. Now he doesn't know that how to find out the Fibonacci series, how to make the Fibonacci series. So Ram will take the help of the Sham. So Ram is going to take the help of Sham and pass to him. And Ram is saying to Sham that please take this number and generate the Fibonacci series for me, right? So here Ram is doing. So let's say the function name, let's say you can consider the Sham, and I'm making the number. So whatever the information is sent by the Ram, Sham has kept such information in the NUM variable. Okay. So information come from Ram. Run this program. Tell what I have written. So it's a and the third line. Okay, so let me run this. The number, let's enter the, let's say 8. So info come from Ram is 8. So now we are inside the function that is this here. This is the information come from the Ram. I want to generate now the Fibonacci series. I know the very first number is 0. I'm copy this part, f is equal to 0. I'm writing over here f is equal to 0. Now your s is equal to 1. I'm copying this part, my s is equal to 1. again we'll copy the t is equal to f plus s. Now t is equal to f plus s. So I'm just printing these numbers. My f and this one, you know what do you mean by and is equal to blank space? It means that I don't want to have a new line after the next print statement. Now s, let's run this program. Okay, so I've just create three variables. Okay, f, s and the t, and t is the sum of the f and s. Let's run this part. Let me enter the any number 7. You see 0 1 1. Okay, now let's give a space little bit. So some space. Zero space 1 space 1. Now I want to have the Fibonacci because I have entered the 7. Okay, if I have entered the 7, I want to have my Fibonacci series till 7. Okay, it means I need to run some loop. Okay, I in then in range, writing the starts from the that starts from the 1, putting let's say 7. It starts from the 0 and run till 7 minus 1. Let me print the inside the loop value of I. See over here, enter the 7, right? 0 1 1. So inside the loop 0 1 2 3 4 5. It means my loop is now ready to execute 7 times. As I said, this process will keep iterating until the number we want to have, the last number we want to have my in the Fibonacci series. It will keep iterating this process. So I'm putting up this f, writing inside the if block this part, just copying it. Okay. So now, sorry, I copied the wrong part, so I need to copy this part. F is equal to s, this is copied. S is equal to t. Okay, now I'm going to print this part. So where is my 7? 7 is inside the number variable, so I will use the num here, right? So now whatever your s will become the f, now it becomes the 1. Whatever your third will become the s, now it becomes the 1. So here 1 plus 1 is 2. If it is 2, here it will print 2. I don't need to print this f and s. I just print the third number. That's it. Okay, let's do it this part. I'm entering the, let's say 7. See over here 0 1 1. Okay, and 7 times this process is executing. 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. Any doubts, guys?
No, sir.
But if you see my question carefully, let's back to the question. If you see my question carefully, where is the I said that if I enter 8, it means I want to have my Fibonacci series till 8. If it is 10, again I want to have Fibonacci series till 10. Now you see over here, 5 plus 8 is 13. Your 13 is the greater than the 10. Okay, so I will not generate the Fibonacci series further. It means, so whatever the number comes in third, I will have to check whether it is the greater than which I entered here. If it is greater than the what I entered over here, then I don't want to have my Fibonacci series. I don't want to have the other number in my Fibonacci series. So I need to do some check over here. Where I write some check here. I will write, is my t is greater than the number. If it is, I will have to come out from the loop. Will have to come out from the loop. Okay, so I'll print the here t. Sorry, I'll write the here break. If my t is not greater than the number, it means it is the less than the number, then I will show the value of the t. Show the value of the t. Okay, let's run the program again. See over here, I'm entered the 7. Now see, your 3 plus 5 is equal to 8, and your 8 is greater than the 7. If it is greater than the 7, it means I don't want to have 8 in my Fibonacci series, because it is the greater than the 7 number, because I want to generate the Fibonacci series till 7, not till the 8. If I'm expecting 8, it shows. Now let's run it. Will it show? If I enter 8, will it show 8 or not? Okay, we'll see. Over here. See over here, right? 5 plus 3 is 8. Your 8 is not greater than 8 but is equal to 8, it shows it. But if I enter the 9, now let's enter the 9. See over here. So 5 plus 8 is the 13. Your 13 is the greater than the 9. So the 13 is not the part of the Fibonacci series because it is the greater than the 9. So guys, now
No, sir.
okay, this is about the all the sham job, and this is about the ram job. That's it. Okay, let's you can now it's up to you. If you want to change the name of the function, you can change the name of the function. You can get Fibonacci series. Changing the name of the function, and here just print the get it again. Try to the 6, 7. So don't write the info come from RAM. Just remove this line as well. It's not required. We have just checked whatever we are passing, whatever is coming from the RAM is coming inside the sham or not. Okay, so let's run this program again. Now it's will run perfectly. Okay, enter the number and get the Fibonacci series till that number. Okay, so we have done this part. So we have revised the third class done. This is also the done. So let's move to the third point. Okay, as per the agenda of the third class, that is the normal variable versus the array variable. Okay, let me save first. Or yeah, it's saved. Okay, so I'm going. Variable versus variable. Okay. In Python, it is said to be the list variable. So let's think about the first part is the normal variable. Let's say I have created a box in the computer memory, right? And the name of such box is I. Okay. So I have write I is equal to 10. If I write is I is equal to 10, now this box will hold 10. If I write I is equal to 20, so this box will hold 20. Similarly, if I write I is equal to 30, now this box will now hold 30. It means at a time only one value is held by I box. We cannot store more than one value in a I box because it is eligible to hold only one value at a time. We cannot store the multiple values. Such variable is known as normal variable. Let's go back to the array variable. So now we want to have a box. Okay, this is my box, and I'm talking about the now array variable, how the array variable looks like. Now we want that this box should be able to hold more than one value. Okay, should be able to hold more than one value. Let's say I want to have three values in this box. If I want to have three values in this box, then this big box will be divided into the three parts, one and the two. Okay, so now in such case, if I will enter the 10, then 10 will go the first box. Now if I will enter the 20, the 20 will go to the second box. Now if I will enter the 30, the 30 will go in the third box. Okay, so this big box is divided into the three parts. The very first box, the very small box, the very first box inside the big box is known as 0. This one is the 1, and this one is the 2, and the variable name is, you can give them variable name is like, let's say, k. Now what is the k over here? If I talk about what is the k, I'll say that k is the array variable, or I can say that k is the list variable. Has capacity to hold three values time. So if someone will ask you what is the k, you can say that k is the array variable. You can also say k is the list variable because it has capacity to hold three values at a time, right? Now what about this part? What is this thing? This part. So this thing is known as the index value of an array. Index values of an array, which always starts from 0. Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. So I hope I have made you clear that what is the difference between normal variable and the array variable. In the Python, the array variable is set to the list variable. A normal variable will hold only one value at a time, but a array variable or the list variable can hold more than one value inside. Okay, so if the array variable is hold more than one value inside it, it means the big box is divided into the set of the small boxes, and the very first box is the number of the very first box is 0, and it gradually it is increased by 1. Then it means the second sub box number is 1, then the third sub box number is 2. It is gradually increasing, right? So this is all about the normal variable versus array variable. Okay, so let's now come back to the third, so let me save this part. Third class normal versus okay, so we have done this part, so this is also covered. Move to the call by reference. Can you please explain what is the call by value? Seems Priyanshu's mic is not working, so let's move to the Kushagra. Kushagra, can you please explain? Kushagra, you don't know?
No, sir.
You didn't study the last class lecture? Why didn't you study the last class lecture? Tell me. If you will not study my last classes lecture, you won't be able to understand the upcoming classes lecture. The things are getting complex day by day. So I would request you, please study my last class lecture. Then just let me know if you are looking for a class. Otherwise, there is no sense to have the class. Let's move to the call by value and call by value. Where is the function? Now see over here, this is the Sham job. Okay, so Sham is creating a two variables. One is by name of the num1 and second is by the name of the num2. Okay, so Sham, till now Sham has not taken the help of the Ram. Okay, if till now he has not taken the help of the Ram, what is in the num1? The num1 contains 10. What is in the num2? It contains 20. What is the value of the res? It is 0, because he has not taken any kind of the help so far till now from Ram, right? So now Sham has taken the help from the Ram. Okay, so now Sham has taken the help of the Ram. Okay, and it's sum num1 num2. Okay, So whatever in the num1 that is passed to the A, whatever in the num2 that is passed inside the B. Now what RAM does, RAM has changed the value of the A by 100 and changed the value of the B by 200. It means from 20 to 200 and from 10 to 100. Okay. Now after calling this function, now Sham has taken the help of the RAM. Okay. Now after this, if I will try the value of the num1 and the value of the num2, will it print 100, 200, or will it print 10 or 20? What do you say, Kushagar? Kushagar, what do you say?
Sir, 100, 200.
No, it will print 10 and 20. Why it will print 10 and 20? So I have drawn the diagram. I had drawn the diagram in the last class. Let's see that pic. Maybe I have a screenshot. There's a screenshot. See over here. Okay, this is the house of the Sham and this is the house of the Ram. Sham has, inside the Sham house we have two boxes by the name of the num1 and the num2. Sham has called the Ram. Sham has called the Ram. Sham has passed the num1 to the A, that is 10. Sham has passed the num2 to the Ram's box, that is known as the B. Now it contains 20. So Ram has changed in his house inside the A box, it will become 10 to 100, and this it becomes the 20 to 100. But there is nothing changes happened in the house of the Sham. If the nothing changes happened in the house of the Sham, it means before calling the Ram and after calling the Ram, the value of the num1 and the num2 will never change. Does it make sense, Kushagar?
Yes, sir.
So it will print here 10 and 20. It means whatever the parameters, whatever the values which are passed from the Sham to the Ram, okay, will not be changed after calling the Ram. It means your num1 and num2, what are these things? These are your original parameters, and the value of the original parameters are not changed. If something is happened with the functions parameters variables value, then those changes are not reflected back. So this concept is known as the call by value, and it's a default concept. So whatever you have passed to the RAM, and if RAM will do something with those values, though the change of those values will not come inside the Sham's house. This is all about the call by value. Okay, so let me run this program. Before calling the sum function, my value is the 10 and 20. After calling the sum function, my value is the 10 and 20. There is no change. The change happened inside the function is not reflected back to the num1 and num2. Okay, this is all about the call by value. So I hope I have made you clear what do you mean by call by value. Now let's come to the call by reference. Kushagar, I have put the recording of this this session is on. If you see that you won't be able to get time to revise the last class session, you can just a 1 day prior, let's say if we have a class on Saturday, just on Friday, just bring up the recording and see the watch the complete recording to have the class on the Saturday, right?
Okay,
by this
sir.
way, if you will not do like this, the course will never be completed. I always do cover the doubts of the previous classes, which I don't want, because I want to have something new in the new class. Okay, so kindly take this note. It's very, consider it's a very, very important. Don't take it lightly. Okay, so let's go to the part of the reference variable. So your normal variables, by default implement the call by value concept, but your array variables, your list variables, by default implements the call by reference concept. It means if I will pass the array variable to the function and something is happened inside the function, then in such case the changes will be reflected back. But in the case of the normal variable, the changes are not reflected back to the calling function. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so this is the reference. It's Ram's house. The layman, according to the layman terms, it is said to be a senior. You are going to take the help of the senior if you guys won't be able to perform the task easily. Also a junior. Change this part. Okay. Have a variable. What is this? This is my list variable, which you can say as array variables. Okay, it means a big box is made, and inside the big box 3 small boxes are made. In the very first box I have 10, in the second sub box I have 20, and in the third sub box I have 30. Okay, and I already said that the number of the very first small box is 0, and gradually the number of the second is 1. It keep increasing by 1. The value of the just the very first box, that is a 0, will print 10. Similarly, try to print the second one. And this part, the third class call by reference. See over here, it prints the 10, 20 and 30. It means now it means my LST variable is eligible, or is having a capacity to hold the more than one value inside it. Okay, now let's make a function. We have a function, let's say here def. Okay, do sum. The name of the function is sum, right? Passing the value here, nothing. Printing the values come from Sham's house. I'm calling the just my the sum function which belongs to the Ram's house, and passing the LST. That's it. You see, the values come from Sham's house is 10, 20 and 20. Just now here print number four. At the Ram's house. The now Ram's house. I've just just written the print statement that before calling the function, what is in the Sham's house. So if I'm in the Sham's house, what is the first number, what is the second, what is the third number. If I call the function which belongs to the Ram's house, so what will be the happened inside the Ram's house some function. What is the first number inside the Ram house, second number and the third number. I didn't do anything with the numbers. I just pass the numbers and see what is inside the function, what is inside the Ram house and what is inside the Sham's house. Nothing. Okay, so I'm going to run this program till now. See over here, before calling the function in Sham house, I have 10, 20 and 30. Inside the Ram's house, some function. In the Ram house, I have then again the 10, 20 and 30. Now, Ram is going to do something with these numbers. Ram is going to do something with these numbers. 0 puts the 100. Okay, Ram has done something with two numbers. One is at the first box and second is at the third box. So in the third box, Ram has stored the 300, and in the first box, Ram has stored the 100. So Ram hasn't done anything with the first box, whose number is the LST1. Okay. Now now see, before calling the function, I'm just writing here, copy the part and I'm putting over here after calling the function. After calling the function, and we'll see what is the value of the list 0. If it display 100, it means whatever is passed to the Ram's house and something is happened in the Ram's house, the changes are reflected back to the Sham's house. If the changes are reflected back to the Sham's house, it means the concept is said to be call by reference. If the changes are not reflected back, it means the concept is known as call by value. Let's see. See over here, after calling the function, the first number is changed from 10 to 100 and your third number is changed from 30 to 300. It means the changes are reflected back. This is known as the call by reference. Now you want to perform the sum. If you want to perform the sum, you can perform the sum if you want. In range, and the value of Yes, yes, yes. Function by the name is less is equal to 0 and right s is equal to C over here, right? 420. So before calling the function, this part inside the RAM house, and after calling the function, okay. So now I know how to get this 420. How 420 is made? 420 is how made? It means the first number is 100, second number is 300, and third one is a 20. It means RAM has done something with my first number. That's why it has been changed from 10 to 100. Similarly, he has done something with my third number, which has been changed from 30 to 300. And now we are able to get to know how this 420 is made. Guys, any doubt in this now?
No, sir.
Okay. So, any doubt in this part? In this part? Kushagar, the part which I highlighted, do you have any
No,
doubts
sir.
in this? Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. Very good. Very good. So I'm just doing the sum of it. So now let's take the homework. This it's 1:30. So I'm done this topic. We'll cover these topics in the tomorrow's class, right? Take the save and the homework. So enter a number. Make table function. Does it mean if I enter 3, generates the table of 3 like below. Multiply 1, 3. 3 multiplied by 2, 6. Multiplied by 10 till 3 multiplied by 10. So this you guys have to do. Okay. Make another function. Make out value from values. Okay, if I talk about the list of value, it means I'm talking about array or list variable. We have a multiple values. So we want to make a function to get the minimum value. Okay, the function should return the minimum value. Okay, write the function out value from list of values, right? Array or list value. So any doubt in the second? There are the 3 homeworks now. Okay, not keep pushing you to complete all the homeworks. So I'm expecting to just complete one homework and send over email. Any doubt in this homework? How to make a function table and how to make the function to get the minimum value and to get the maximum value? Okay, so guys, so I'm going to complete this session. So I'm sending you the what we discussed. So let me just close all the files and send you over the email so that you guys can do the practice. I'm going to this recording stop.